From dating to relationships, from sex to love, from Christianity to politics, from darkness to light, you have now entered into the real zone. Welcome to Conversations with Trent, where no topic of conversation is safe from discussion. Now, here he is, Mr. Epic himself, Trent Williams.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to a special conversation. That's right, with Prime Talk, conversations in prime time with none other than DJ Slash. Well, I know him as DJ Too Cool, but the Taylor Kennedie platform knows him as DJ Slash. So we're gonna be talking some man talk here tonight. Special prime time tonight. See what happens. Let's GuMbOtAlk unlimited. Let's just say that, right? Limitless without the ladies. So I'm not handcuffed tonight. So GuMbOtAlk, guy talk with my brother. 1 second. Let's bring him in. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up?
What up, man? Worldwide, man. What's going on? It's prime time, man.
Prime time, baby. Prime time. Can't call it might spoil it. Can't call it might spoil it, bro. So we, talked early in the week, talked about a podcast. I had a conversation with one of my brothers. We were talking about females and how they feel entitled and they just demanded and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Some, yeah, I get it.
Some of them are. So, I told him, he told me of a situation he was dealing with. And pretty much the young lady was bargaining with him. And she was bargaining with him with her body parts. Very on the exterior, responsible.
Some people call it the oldest profession,
What do you mean by that?
I mean, selling the body parts, as you say. Some people consider that to be the oldest profession, man.
Yeah. Well, I told him. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So that's what she was bringing to the proverbial table, then, right?
Yeah. But me, in my opinion, like I told him, I said, if that's the only bargaining tool she has, she's gonna lose all the time. It's just my opinion.
I can't fully, endorse that particular bill, but because some people out there in social media world, they say that 304 stay winning.
Yeah, I get that, man, and that's what some men. Let's just say that since we're speaking in general terms tonight, some men will fall for the okie doke all the time, every single time when a woman is bargaining, with her body parts, man.
But is it? But okay, so is it really even bargaining? Because there's a saying that say, "Keep the main thing," and pretty much all things that men do, from buying cars, a house, clothes, shoes, whatever. A lot of people say we do that to get the attention of women.
Yeah. I know some brothers who do that to get the attention of women, but it goes into that. For me, my mind says it's completely different from the average man. I don't believe in flashing things to get a woman's attention. I've never been that way.
Yeah, that's not your MO. That's not really my MO. We off the West Bank. We think a little differently. So
Absolutely.
But
absolutely,
if that was her particular bargaining chip, also that's like not waiting in line, skipping the line. Let me just go ahead on and get to what it is, and that's what we call keeping it real. Also, right?
That's true too. But in some cases, my whole point is that could be a turnoff for a guy, man. That could really be a turnoff.
And as Coach D, let me give a hat tip to Coach D. You can't yuck somebody else's yum, though. We've been in the clubs, and way back when, where you had a lot of brothers that was trying to choose before 12 o'clock, and then after 12, was a free fall. You was kind of on your own, and you had, you might have ran into some different type entertainment or different type
Right.
friends and associates you met that you might want, take to the grave, as they say. But that
Yeah.
was just part of the game.
Yeah, I get that. I get it. I get it. But like I was telling him, man, I mean, and I stand on that, man. If and matter of fact, let me read the quote directly because I wrote a quote about that after that 3-hour conversation with him. I haven't
Okay.
published it yet, but let me get to it real quick.
Okay.
If the only bargaining to you, if your only bargaining tool is work in the middle,
hmm
you will come up short every time. And I
And I
believe,
disagree. And I disagree. You can look at many a famous man, entertainer,
Mhm.
politician, manager, or whatever on a particular job. That's how they met a lot of people that they're, long time marriages
Yeah.
that they've been in. If that's like I said, it's about if that's your main thing,
But
keep the main thing, but
my
keep the
question,
main thing the main thing, though, right?
my question to you is though, is that really winning?
It's winning if that's the bait you're using and you catch that big fish that you've been trying to catch.
Uh,
It's still a catch. It might not last, but we always ask that what if women kept it real like men are supposed to keep it real? That's what the show's been based on for many,
right,
many, many years. It's just certain situations, and maybe that's not how, there's no chase, there's no conquering, planting
right,
flag. I get that. That might not be for you, but
right,
that's definitely for a lot of brothers. They say what 1 in 5, 1 in 10s.
right.
That number's a lot higher than one.
And I'm not knocking them. And like I was telling my brother, I said, I'm not knocking you if what I'm saying, you see bargaining with that. I'm not knocking you, but
Mhm.
you don't want more.
I mean, you got to think about it. Even when you go to, you go somewhere and get your smoothie, you go somewhere and get your coffee. Some
Right,
people just like black coffee. And you ask, you say, well, you don't want a latte, you don't want a cappuccino, you don't want Americano. Like,
right,
no,
right,
I'm fine with a regular black coffee. It's all about what you're used to. And I said this a couple of shows back. Some people think a saltine is better than a Ritz because they've never had a Ritz.
right. That's true. Well, and in all fairness, he did say that turned him completely off because she was straight up bargaining, using a bargaining tool
Right.
to the point the
And
way he was so turned off the way he had to call me. He was like, dude, guess what? I'm like,
mhm.
what? Come
Now,
on.
all the years I've been knowing Mr. Light, and we went to school since way back in the day.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
light bulb is starting, is finally starting to click in,
Yeah, but you know what he called it though, right? He said at some
With it.
point, he said, I'll probably twos and fuse it for a minute.
Okay.
And for the folks who don't know what twos and fuse mean, like
hmm
he throw a couple of hundred every now and again,
Right.
you know. So he has a mark that he goes to, he has a cap on that. So
Right.
he said, I twos and fuse it for a minute. He'll
Right.
entertain it for a minute because he's never
mhm,
in town. So I
Right.
guess when he's in town, he'll twos and fuse it. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
the same conversation you could have with somebody, or with him, or with me, it's not necessarily going to be something that we gravitate towards. And that's just how it goes, whether
Yeah.
it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Right.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I gotta give it up for that. That's what she put out there.
Right.
But you
So
know
you said, so
how
you respect what you're saying is you're respecting the game. You're respecting the game.
you have to. The game is cold, but it's fair.
Right, right,
You know how it go. I mean, you've heard it, you witnessed, you've seen it, whether it was on stage, backstage, or front of the crowd.
right, right, right. Look like Al Sal Holland.
We got the Hurricanes in the house. Al
There
Sal,
he
what's up,
is.
Al Sal?
I
Good
see you,
evening
Al.
to you,
I
my
saw
brother.
it.
I hear Al around here flexing, getting that black market baby lotion at the
Yeah,
gym,
man.
huh?
Al say he ready to mingle, man. He ready to mingle, So
Hey, man, man just
new
purchased a
news
new
to point.
Yeah, just purchase a new bedroom set, bro. How you gonna find out whether or not it work, man? You gotta work out them springs and all that, man. Find
Yeah,
see if
he
there's any
say ready
lumps
to
in the
mingle.
mattress, you know.
Yeah,
Not
he
mad
say
at it, man.
he say ready to mingle. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
Nah,
that. But
it's
you know,
biblical, man.
yeah, he
It's
say
it,
ready to mingle.
it's biblical, man. When God created heavens and earth, man, created Adam. Then
Yeah.
Adam was I don't know, head down or something, and God noticed and said, "Well, maybe
Yeah.
perhaps you need a companion."
I see the folks coming in. I want to
Hmm.
explain tonight's show, tonight's special show, primetime show. I think we're gonna do this often, man, because most of the times when I'm with the ladies, I'm
Hmm.
handcuffed, and 9 times out of 10, when I ask them a question in favor of men, I don't get an
Hmm.
answer. You know what I'm saying? Like last night when I asked them a specific question, it didn't get
Right.
answered. You know what I'm saying? It didn't
Well,
get answered.
that's
So
deflection.
yeah,
Sometimes
yeah,
these questions, man, they hit close to home.
exactly. So I think we're gonna do this prime talk on a regular at some
Pr-
point
pr-
here, man.
like Deion Sanders, my brother. Prime time. We doing it in
Abs-
prime time.
Absolutely, 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 baby. So my question to them last night was, and I asked them, and actually I was
Hmm.
talking to a friend of mine, another young lady, and
Right.
I said, why when I say the same thing that women say, I get
Hmm.
darts thrown at me, right? She was like, well,
Right.
you know what? She said, just don't say it like that. Just pose it as a question.
Hmm.
Just change it up a little bit. So I changed
Yeah.
it up last night. I changed it up and still didn't get an answer.
Still didn't work, man. Even
You know what
when
I'm
you
saying?
try to be diplomatic.
Exactly.
Even when you try to be, let's say, like Jeopardy, you have to answer the question. I mean, answer the
Exactly.
answer with a question.
And
But
I give you another.
sometimes it's the messenger. When you don't like the messenger, or the sword is a little too sharp. Iron
Right, right,
sharpens
right,
iron. That's between men. There's
right,
no
right.
iron sharpens iron with women, right?
So here's another thing. I was looking at some tape before we
Mhm.
started here tonight,
I
and
saw that. I saw that last night. You started bringing that to the conversation, man.
you saw that. You
That's
saw that.
that's a 2 and 3 people job, man, to be able to have that on tap, man. But you got it in.
Tried to get it in. Tried to get in. But there was one
Mhm.
question that when we had the guest on Tiffany last night on
Mhm.
situation topic last
Okay,
night,
I think
and
that was Ms. Commodore. Was that her?
yeah,
Okay,
cosmetol and something like that. Yeah, I think so.
Miss Miss Cos Miss Cosmopolitan. Matter of fact, like the
Yeah,
drink.
yeah.
Okay.
So so the question was, well, when we were talking,
Mhm.
she was in almost in a situation. Let's just say that she was almost entering a situationship, and part of the conversation, she said she almost
Mhm.
gave him fellatio, right? So I used the word fellatio. I used the word
Oh,
fellatio. She didn't know what it was,
uh-huh.
and another friend of mine at the gym, Tamika, explained to her what it was, right? So
Okay.
the ladies on the podcast last night, D and Shane, you know how they get down.
Yeah, they
So
well, well, it
they
was
straight
one.
up
Yeah, it was one in
they
particular
straight
that
up
was clutching
said
her pearls, man.
exactly. But here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Both of them said I got the
Hmm.
tape to prove it. Both of them said, "Why you didn't just say blowjob?" I'm like,
Right.
so
See,
I was like, well,
even
I'm trying to be a gentleman here. I didn't want to just say it like that to her.
hey, man, you can't dress up, the truth, man, and it's not gonna work with everybody, man. Some people, it's like Colin Kaepernick. They was like, well, it's not how he
Right.
said it. It wasn't the right time, and then so you're gonna get all these different smoke, mirrors, deflection,
Exactly,
that type of
exactly.
thing. So I mean, it is what it is. I don't think it was a so-called situationship. I think it was, as the lady said, Tiffany said, she said, she was a spicy Latin woman that,
Right, right.
that was trying to get it in, and I'm not mad at her.
Now you're not mad at all. But here's the thing, and I took issue with Shannon and D for saying, well, why
Mhm.
didn't you just say blowjob? I'm like, but I'm trying to be a gentleman here. So you know what I'm saying? But if I'd have said it, it would have been something totally
Mhm.
different. I can't
Right.
believe, you know what I'm saying? So, ladies and
So,
gentlemen, this is why I think we're going to start doing this prime talk.
right.
Having a
Well,
guys' night, man, because I'm
mhm.
beat up on Sundays. Every Sunday I'm getting beat up on.
Hey, man. I ask you a lot. I say, man, you all right, man? You need me to try to book a massage or something for you. I'm like, looking a little black around the eye or something. With these women taking these cheap shots, acting like, Detroit
Speaking of
Pistons. Yeah, I
speaking of
see it.
trouble, speaking of
I
trouble.
see it. Let me read off the last comment from Al, man. Al said, pretty soon, Mr. DJ means he's gonna be breaking in that new bedroom set from maybe 1825 Tulane. I don't know. So then we have Charlie Angel, aka what is it, Shanna Bright.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Nobody
yeah, yeah.
cares about you saying DL. So perhaps she was saying blowjob or getting harad. Hey man, hey, man, I don't know about that Atlanta that Atlanta
Oh, she said.
keyboard or
Oh, she said.
something,
Look,
man.
she said head. Okay.
Yeah, I see it, but I'm reading, unlike her, I'm reading all the comments and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
reading
yeah,
how
yeah,
they're
yeah,
written.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna deviate and I'm not gonna use Ebonics or nothing
Oh,
because I'm
you're not gonna
ashamed.
deflect.
No.
You're not gonna use that access as a tool to block out
Mhm.
what you don't want to see.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
not doing it. Yeah, you're not
Yeah,
doing it.
like privileged comments. No, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna do
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah,
man.
yeah.
So, but I'm
Right,
gonna
right.
read exactly what she's typing, and yeah, it's looking. I don't know. She might be in the back of that Maybach, riding around or something, dropping off cookies or something. I don't know. But yeah, it needs to be a little bit more talk between the brothers, and I got another brother I gotta put you up on, man. Our
Yeah, yeah,
lawyer
yeah.
when we went our deal, man, he wanted to get together and get with you and see.
Oh, it's all good. It's all
Okay,
good.
okay,
Whatever you want to do, it's all good. But
okay.
like I said about the bargaining too. So, and I
Hmm.
stand on it, man. I stand. I know we still got to be politically correct. I don't want no dark
Somewhat.
on it, but still got to be transparent and honest with them. I just don't.
Hmm.
I don't see where that's beneficial to a woman if that's all she's bargaining with. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like it's
right. I
cool that
mean,
it's cool. The ass is
hmm
round and the face is pretty, but what's between your shoulders?
hey man,
You know what I'm saying?
we're on a different life system right now, man. If I was to pick you up right now
What? What?
and bring you back to it's 2025. I brought you back to 1995.
Oh, you
This
don't
might
want
be
to do
I'm just
it.
saying this might
It'd be a
be a
totally different
different conversation.
conversation.
Yeah, I
It'd be-
mean because it's like fishing was fishing and shopping was shopping.
right, right,
So
right,
now we're on social media, and it means a different thing to shop on social media, and it's a different thing to fish on
right.
social media. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. And just like I gotta be honest and transparent, just like on when I'm on with the ladies, man. Some
Yeah.
guys who fall for the okie doke make it bad. You know what I'm saying? And I call that them new niggas. I honestly call that them new niggas. Yeah, yeah.
That that
I
that
call
ain't
that them new niggas,
it.
man.
Back in '95, they were doing the same thing. So it's not a new idea. Back in '65, it was the same thing.
Yeah, but it was done a
It's
little different, man. It was done a little different.
well,
You wouldn't agree with that?
yeah, the methods were different, but some people just don't pick up on the signals and flags.
I got
You
you.
know, remember they
Look
had
like
the thing.
look like Santa's talking to you. What's she saying?
She said she read what's important or relevant. Am I that see? There's a difference between, when you get on what's the show, Wheel of Fortune, man. You turn
Right,
all
right,
the letters. You don't turn just
right,
the
right,
letters you
right.
like. You turn all and that's why it's been a successful show for so many years. I bet you Shanna, what's my girl name? Vanna White. I bet she gets lip gloss and everything else though, because she does the job. Just saying. But I got a lot of partners that drive trucks and all that, and
Yeah, yeah.
certain rest stops and all that. There's some people, some ladies of the night, and some ladies of the day that
You know what
visit.
they call it in the trucking industry? Them lot lizards? Is that what you're talking about?
That, that's what I heard.
You
Yeah,
talking about
that's
them
what I
lot
heard.
lizards?
they're on the parking lot and they looking, looking to pick up a little something shiny, do a little something strange for some change.
Right.
Not mad, but like you have to look at it from the other end also, because you have some brothers that's gonna pay, a phone bill, a light bill, a car
Right.
note.
It was cool. I'm not saying that, men shouldn't do that. Of course they should. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They could help them and all this and whatnot. But my question is, right?
Hmm.
If you're gonna approach a situation like that, be straight up and honest about what you're doing and why you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Don't
I
be
think
don't be
I think that
misleading.
I think
Go
that's
ahead.
what the young lady was doing. I don't
Well,
think
that
she.
that one in
I,
particular, yeah, I would
yeah.
agree with you.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
see, this is a singular moment, but this is the moment, or the what do you say, the uh the white whale that a lot of people look for. Is like, well, I'm looking for that, and then
Right.
sometimes when you get it, it's just a regular old saltine, and other people look at it
Exactly.
and say that's a Ritz.
Exactly. I mean, I get it, man. But I mean, it's different ways to
Hmm.
handle different situations.
It
And
is.
if that's the case, again, if that's the case that this is your only end goal is getting into the pockets and getting what you want and need, say
Hmm.
that and keep it moving. But also be prepared when you ask that man for whatever, be prepared for the response, first of all. Be prepared for what he wants and what he's looking for. That's
Right.
just real talk. That's just real talk. Because
It is.
any man that is opening up his wallet, he's looking for something in return.
Right. That's the way of the world. That's the world we live in, and it's a
Exactly. So
sinful world.
if the man's open his wallet, he's just expecting you to open your legs. Let's just keep it a book. Let's be honest about it.
Or fly you out or take you on vacation.
Yeah, something.
But see,
Something.
it gets that's see, they call it the game for a reason, because whether it's male, female, man, woman,
Right.
they're both sometimes looking for shortcuts of not being able to perform that night. I can get paid for this show and not perform. You have some people that are just lackadaisical on whatever the so-called agreement was.
Right.
Like we hear all the time, like, yeah, he flew me out on vacation. Now he think he gonna get something.
Exactly.
So what was the conversation before all this?
And I'm glad you brought that up, right? So the same young lady who, was using that bargaining tool,
Hmm.
she was telling him, I need a break. I need a break. I need a weekend. And he was like, okay, cool, whatever. He said, but right now I got a couple of irons in the fire and a couple of projects, and
Hmm.
I'm not gonna be able to get away like that, right?
Right.
So he called up, we checking the schedule and seeing what's going on and see what kind of loads available wherever at over the
Hmm.
course of 3 weeks to a month.
Right.
So he found some space.
Okay.
So he called her back. And she was like, well, where you want to go? He said, well, let's do a quick trip to Vegas. That's what he said. That was his suggestion, right?
Hmm.
And she said, well, you don't have to go with me if you don't want. You just put me on a boat in real life. That this happened in real life.
Yeah. Yeah, but
So
see, that's the privilege, and that's the thing of, can I not perform and still get rewarded for it?
again, again. So my whole point is, man, and then once he talked into the Vegas thing,
Hmm.
so she pulling up all these different hotels and whatnot, $500-$600 a night.
Hmm.
Okay. Now,
On the
now he
strip.
telling exactly. So he telling us, say, listen, man, we do 200, that's cool, but she going 5, 6, 700 a night. He said, now I'm not trying to do all that. We're
Yeah,
just
but
gonna do a weekend. We're just gonna do a weekend. That's cool.
I'm the
But
type that then ask, how do you know this information? I mean, only if you've been to Vegas do you know this.
exactly.
One of my best friends stayed in Vegas, so
Right,
he
right, right,
privy
right.
to this conversation. So then I would ask, so what do you suggest just to play along?
Right.
And if she threw out MGM or Bellagio or something like that, I'm like,
But to me, man, if I'm telling you, hey, listen,
this
I
where it's
got
at.
this is where it's at. I got a couple irons in the fire on a couple of different projects.
Right.
I'm conservative. I'm conservative in the moment. I'm
Mm-hmm.
conservative right now. In the moment, I'm conservative. So the one thing that the logical thing for her to do is okay, $200-300 a night.
Mm-hmm.
But she going for the bank.
Right. Well,
Like I told
but
him, I said that's a
but
red flag, man. Leave her alone.
well, the thing is this: to see how far he would go. See that they're negotiating again.
Exactly. Exactly.
She putting it on the line. And but when she said, "Can you just send me without you?" See that's bargaining, and it goes both ways. It's not just her. You have some women
Yeah.
that's out here sugar mommering, doing the same thing.
So like I told him, I said, you know what's gonna happen when you put on that boat, right? He said, what? I said, you're gonna go to dick hunting.
Like what they say, out of sight, out of mind.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I said she's gonna dick hunt on you. So
But see, the thing is this. Now,
you gotta make a pass on that one. So,
but so like I said, you don't want to yuck somebody's yum, but at the same time, something like that has happened to both me and you,
that's true.
where you've done this or you've done that dinner or meet you there or this or that, and
Right.
a hotel or trip or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or buy something or something,
Right.
people get ghosts. So I mean it happens, but that's a part of the bargaining, and it's not about these contracts that we hear about every day. It's what you
Exactly.
negotiate.
Exactly. So DJ, like I was telling him, I'm glad you brought that up.
Hmm.
Like I was telling him, I said, man, you have to, like when they come bark with those bargaining tools, you got to be a negotiator, man. You have to negotiate and
Hmm.
negotiate hard. And if when you take a stance, you're going to have to take that stance seriously. Hey,
Stand
this
on
is
it,
it. This is the line, and that's that.
stand on it 10 toes down.
Exactly. This is the line. And he was like, dang,
Right.
he said, what you think she's gonna say when I tell her, I'm not gonna put her on the boat? Just tell her straight up what it is.
Hey
You go,
man,
well, for you to go dick hunting? Come on, man.
hey man, I can hear Lightning asking you that. Big brother asking little brother. Yeah, man. Well, how that's gonna go?
Yeah,
I can,
you know
I,
what I'm
can-
saying?
I can imagine that. But hey, man, you got to be careful out here because something like that also can get you caught up and tied up in the
Exactly.
back of that truck.
And like I told him, man, I said, dude, I said, all they seeing is that movement right now.
Hmm.
They see that truck moving. That truck is constantly moving. Dude is here like maybe once every 4 months.
Right. Yeah, because
Constantly moving.
I see him on social media making moves. You don't necessarily see him, but you see the
Yeah.
business and
You see
you
the
see the
business
name.
moving. And that's
Yeah.
what they seeing. And that's what
Hmm.
they seeing. And that's what I
Right.
try to tell them. I said, that's what they seeing. That's what they seeing. It's gotten so bad to where we literally had to change the 800 number. So
Right.
the number behind us right there, we
Hmm.
changed that number. Actually, effective today,
Okay.
we changed the
Well,
number.
you know how on cartoons, when sometimes they get so hungry and they looking at the other cartoon character as a steak or something like that. So
Yeah.
they looking at the ads as a check. I mean, it is what it is.
Exactly.
And that's the thing when you say exactly what it is, or you get straight to the point, straight to the line.
Straight to the point. That's it.
Some people won't accept that because they think either you skip steps or you moving too fast or you said the wrong thing. And
Right.
it's like it is what it is, you know?
Exactly. Man, I got to tell you though, Slash, I feel so free tonight on a Monday prime time. And, I get to speak, the way I want to speak because let's just be
Right.
honest and fair. The conversation on Sundays belong to the ladies. I'm
Right,
just
right.
I'm just there. I'm just there producing the show, and
Hmm.
they run it. But I feel so
Hmm.
free. I feel so free here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Let's
okay.
see what Shannon talking about.
You said you turn the letters that are important or relevant to solving the puzzle, not all the letters. Well, I hope our good sister Shannon isn't drinking this early. It's only, 7 o'clock here.
Well, what is it's 8:30 over there though, so it's
Yeah,
yeah,
so,
it's a cog. I guarantee she got a Cosmo or something going on over there.
A little Moscato or something. Yeah, she might have started a little early. I don't know, man.
She like to wind down when she leave the office, so she probably got a little
Mhm.
Cosmo going on.
Wine and wine down. That's all good.
Yeah. I
So,
call that an adult beverage. She has an adult beverage. Oh, there she
right.
comes back again. She's coming back again. Oh
Enjoy
wait,
the
what was
moment. Look what she said. Enjoy the moment while it lasts.
yeah,
And
because
then and then has the nerve to say, you are so late reading comments.
are you serious?
Then in her Republican tone, I'm visualizing, you're fired. Hey man. It,
Hey,
I sympathize with you, my brother, for you having to do the ladies' nights on
you
Sundays
know what I'm
and you
saying?
do the Thursdays, over in France. I get
Yeah.
it, man. So you get a chance to kind of, you can put your boxes on tonight if you want, just
Exactly, man. Exactly,
kind
man.
of move around, man.
Move
Just
around and Kobe
uh,
talking about in the studio right now. So Kobe even knows
hmm
we're free tonight. We free.
right. Well,
We
it's tense free because you don't look as tense, when
exactly.
just interacting with with somebody like mine, or a alike.
Exactly. All we doing, we gumbo talking, guys' night, man. We're doing the prime.
Right.
We're calling this prime time,
Mhm.
prime talk.
We'll leave the gumbo with the ladies. We'll
There
do a
you go.
little jambalaya or red beans on Monday, man.
Exact. Oh, that's perfect.
You know
Matter of
what
fact,
I'm
remember
saying?
the segment you came up with? We
The
never
spicy
implemented it.
the spicy red beans, man.
Yeah, we never implemented, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm
With the
always
hot
getting shot
sauces.
down. I'm always getting shot down. I got to vet when
Man.
I bring guests on. I got to vet them before I got to speak with them and make sure
Yeah.
they're comfortable. Yeah, man. They didn't took over, man. They didn't took over. That's their thing. I'm just
Ah,
there. Just there. I'm just there assisting. That's all.
you ever
So
heard of this term squatters' rights? Hey man, you
exactly.
ain't, if you keep on, man, you and Kobe gonna be outside on the porch, man.
You think so? You think so?
Yeah,
I then
man.
I'm about to step in and put my foot down. I'm about to put my foot down.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly though, man, the people love those two, man, and it's good.
Mhm.
It's so good, man, to see the conversation going back across the pond and going
Mhm.
international, back international. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got
Oh
to take
yeah.
that. I take that time out now to thank
Mhm.
you for actually pushing me and setting up the studio. Everything
Right.
that's here now, you set that up when I was still messing around with that walk-in cane, trying to
Mhm.
get it together. So, it feels good that it's back.
Come on, man.
So
We come from back in the day in church, bro. Where it was said often, man. If I could help somebody along the way, man.
exactly.
But yeah, man. I mean, I'm sure the audience would, they like the, Coach D and Shanna Bright. They not necessarily might want to take them home. You know how it is. Sometimes you
Right,
see
right.
see something in the store, you pick it up, and hey, this would be nice, but you put it back down because in
Right.
reality, it's like I don't know if I want to take it home. Though.
Mhm. But here's the thing though, now I hope maybe Shannon will answer this question from the comments
Mhm.
section, you
Okay.
know, as far as and I opened the podcast last night up with
Hmm.
that question that they never answered conveniently. Never
Right.
conveniently answered, right?
Right.
Never conveniently answered. Let's get to that question real quick. Let's see if she's gonna answer that question. One sec.
Hmm.
You remember that question? Did you hear him answer it? Because I didn't.
No, no, no. I heard him kind of tap dance around it and moonwalk.
Exactly.
I believe Coach D did
Did she
respond to
answer it?
it. Yeah, I think she did respond to it. But I
But my,
don't.
my
Yeah.
question, yeah, my question was
Hmm.
like, do they think that women hide more in relationships than men? Do they hide better in
Oh,
relationship than men? Like you
I
can
think
have
yeah.
and I said that I actually
Hmm.
I played a clip.
Right.
I think I still got it. Let me see if I still got the clip here.
Yeah.
Let's
You
get let's
you
go
you.
to the clip real quick and then
Hmm.
we'll come back and do it. One sec, that clip back.
Okay.
See how carefree this is, man? Is just no stress, you know what I'm saying? I could just lay back, look, put a clip and this job, man. This is a beautiful thing right here, man. Beautiful thing. So we're
It's
gonna
like
bring you guys to this clip real quick. Go ahead.
hmm it's like
What you-
Tony Braxton, man. You could breathe again, man.
There it is. There it is.
You know what
So
I'm
we're gonna
saying?
play this clip. We're gonna play this clip. The clip is called "Main Guy." Main Guy. So listen closer to what I'm saying to Shannon on here. The clip is called "Main Guy." We'll be right back, folks. I'll tell you in a minute. Mark's comment. I'll tell you in a minute what I thought.
He says, as with each show, I'm watching and listening to overstand. So you each have never been in a situationship. If so, what are the pros and cons?
I have.
Yes, I have. But honestly, it was, God, this was back when I was still in the military. Yeah, I did.
I've been in a ton of situationships.
I bet you have, sir.
I was in a full-blown situationship with the woman who was in a relationship, but I was the main guy. Should I run that back and replay
Whoa,
that?
Yeah, say that again. Rewind.
I was in a full-blown situationship with the woman who was in a relationship, but I was the main guy.
How were you the main guy?
I was the main guy.
But how? So right? What was the other relationship?
So that's where that question came from. Like I was in a 5-year relationship. Let's just say situationship, right?
Right.
In that situationship, I had a key to this woman's house. She was in a relationship. The guy didn't live with her, but she was in, maybe 10, 15-year relationship.
Right.
But I met her. She came to my bar and grill and to get some food, and we got to talk, and then it was cool. And she told me exactly what was up. She was straightforward. Honestly, she was straightforward. We're still friends to this day. She was straightforward with what her situation was. I was attracted to her, so I was like, you know what? I'm good. Let me see what's up with her. And one thing led to another. And we became, was in a situationship. We became an item. But she had another item, right? But I became the main guy in like maybe year 3.
Okay.
The main guy, vacations, everything, right? And that's why I thought about that question, and I wanted to ask them, like, do women hide things in relationships better than men? And I'm gonna have to say yes from my personal experience. Yeah, because you got a whole nother man taking care of you, doing things with you and everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
In that particular situation, and you can look at it as, and you have experience in it, but it goes different ways. But it's always been known, always been said, even proven, that women just compartmentalize things a lot different than men. They're more on that routine thing, and they find their spots in between your routines.
Exactly. And that's what I was trying to get Shannon and Dee to talk about. But I guarantee you, and as you know, you've been, how long conversations been back? What, about almost like 4 years now? Going on 5 years?
I think going on 5, yeah.
Going on 5 years? You've been here from the beginning of the conversation coming back. You've never seen them take responsibility for all that stuff that I'm talking about. They will not hold those women accountable. They won't.
Well, Coach D is a little flexible. She'll keep it a little realer.
So what you saying? Shannon Banana, she won't do it? That what you're saying?
No. See, what I'm doing is I'm not saying names. So, one person, she sometimes she's on that bottom box, but I'm not really saying names though.
Right.
And sometimes she might have a, cocktail glass or something like that. But
I wonder why it's so hard for women to hold other women accountable.
Because, okay, even back in the day when we used to go out, and it was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ladies coming out.
Right.
One of the ladies, bro, she wasn't dressed to the nine, so to speak. But her friends wanting to go out, they allowed her to come out there with, maybe the tag showing on the dress.
But won't say a word.
Yeah, something about to pop out. It just wasn't this, that, or the third, So women, women don't really keep it real like that. They don't keep it real with their friend group. Very rarely, unless something really kind of happens to where they got to put somebody in check, do they keep it real.
Right. Like Shannon, she's saying something. What's she talking about?
He said, "Cause we ain't doing all that stuff, so why should I take responsibility for other people's stuff?" See, now the world we live in, and even biblically, man, we're supposed to look out for one another. So
Yeah.
if you can't call out or call on your girl in a certain situation,
Mm-hmm.
it just is what it is. Because 90% of the conversations we have and questions we ask, we say, okay, well,
Right.
do you know anyone who's, did something like this or similar when
Right. Right. Right.
situationship, relationship, marriage, divorce, just a quick pick or something like, oh no, I don't know.
Oh
But
no, never, never.
okay, so then when she went to a friend group, we got some truth.
Exactly. And that's what I'm talking about, accountability, Shannon. That's all I'm asking for. Like when you see it, if I say it, yeah, I'm known for saying things off the cuff and saying things going left field with it. And people always sending me messages. Oh, you got to personally apologize. I say, apologize for what? For being
Hmm.
honest?
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Apologize for what? Being honest. But some women will not hold other women accountable.
right. Because in the dynamic of friend groups between males and between females, if one of our boys come out and the tag is showing,
Right.
we're gonna have a conversation about that. If he
Exactly.
if he's out there shirt 5 buttons down, we like say, dog, that ain't, that's a bad representation on us.
Exactly.
So we keep it real, even if, if it's some dude that's neglecting uh good old lady, we're gonna have a conversation about, say, man, you got a good old lady, man. You need to put yourself in check.
That's right. That's right.
We're
That's right.
we have a higher percentage of doing that than women. In my opinion, in conversations with women, with working with women, with being raised by or around women. You see it. It
Mm,
is what it is.
right.
Ask me no questions, tell you no lies, man.
There it is. There
So
it
she
is.
got
There it is.
so she has another um poke in the stick type.
What she say?
She says, y'all better stop. Y'all better so enjoy this moment. Sunday will be here before you know it. Now doesn't that sound like a threat, my brother? See, and now I
It's
see why you
definitely a
can't.
threat.
Hey man, there's this program I listen to in the mornings, man. They call it the moment of clarity, man, where they ask, with thousands and million viewers that's listening, and they say, let's have a moment of clarity where you breathe
Mm.
in and breathe out. I like to do that right now, my brother. Let's just breathe in. One big breath. Let's just breathe in. I let it out. Hey, man, don't that feel good, man?
Doesn't it? It sure do, man. It definitely does, man. You know what I'm
I'll
saying?
tell you.
It
And then
definitely does.
and that's the thing also. When people are watching you, they're on the last show and then they're watching on this show, they're not, checking in to see, well, how can I, do this or do that or maneuver. They're watching because they're trying to see how it's done. I
Oh,
mean, I get it.
you think that what she doing?
I,
Oh, she
I, I,
taking notes. She probably got a notepad out over there.
I might have a
You know,
diary open, a
she
journal.
loves she loves jotting down notes. So she
Hmm.
might have a notepad. She
Yeah.
definitely might have a notepad.
Yeah, man, she might, already like this particular deal, man, and is going to be watching it when it ends, or watching a little bit later, or whatever. She got until Sunday to watch it a few times, to view the
There it
tape,
is.
as we say.
Exactly. 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 Oh yeah, man. I wanted to get the feel for this. It looks like we're gonna be doing this on the regular, man, because you got people coming in and out of here. So, and I think people want to see stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Honest
Sure.
talk from real men.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it keep me a little busy. So
Right.
it's cool though, real cool, man. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this.
Well, you gave the ladies a $5 word last night, and like what you said, accountability.
Yeah,
You just might have to shorten it at just being accountable. It's not a $5 word; it's like a $3 word.
exactly.
So sometimes that kind of,
Well,
you know.
Dee did say that. I don't want to misquote it, but she did say, "Why was I using a quarter word? What did she say? You remember what she said?
Yeah.
A quarter word,
$2 word or
a
something like that,
$2
she
word
said.
for a quarter conversation."
Right.
Girl,
Now look, now even the Canadians have some people that's around the barrel creating some, some phrases and whatnot.
you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she was cool with me saying blowjob.
Right.
You know what I'm
But
saying? So me
you
being gently about it and say
mhm,
fellatio. Oh,
mhm.
why are you using that $2 word on that 25-cent conversation?
But see, every time you say the word, man, there's this thing, this guy from down here, man, that was over
Yeah.
this organization,
Uh,
and they wear white sheets, and some of them kind of pointy. This gentleman wrote a book on the art of the $5 word.
you talking about Duke?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, David Duke. David Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to say that, but yeah, he wrote a book on the art of
Uh,
the F word. So every time you say the word, anybody say the word, I always think of that. Yeah. But
that's interesting, man. That's interesting. That's interesting.
it was it was a little refreshing having, one of our sisters, from a little different demographic giving us some game.
Exactly. Yeah, it's cool, man. It's definitely cool, man.
But
Definitely cool. Definitely cool.
now
Definitely.
look, the sister in the parking lot still, man, hey man, that might have not been the one,
Yeah.
but he'll find another one out there, man, because times is hard, man.
Absolute times are hard. But I have to tell these ladies, man, I have to tell them like I was telling my brother. I
Hmm.
said, man, they have to understand that men are not doing the things that they used to do. They're
No.
not. They're
Be,
not. You know what I'm
be,
saying? Where,
mhm.
back in the 90s, as you know, I mean, we was throwing that money around. It was like a G wasn't nothing. Like that was nothing back then. But now you got brothers that's fiscally conservative. Like, nah, we're not doing
Right,
that. Times are hard.
right.
Times, especially in this climate, guys are not doing that. So stop
Hmm.
looking for that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we're not going that far. There's still guys doing it. And what used to be 1,000 then, it might be
Now,
20 now, man.
I get it though. I get it though. But here's my thing, right? That's a transactional guy.
Hmm. Yeah. And
Those are
there's transactional women also.
absolutely. But here's the thing though, man. Those type of guys these days are looking for a seat filler. And I'll believe that and I stand on that.
Not
They
even that.
look for that seat filler, they're looking for that void to be filled
Hmm.
because men are not like guys I know. Ain't nobody doing all that, man. Not doing all that. And especially with a bitter mouth, why would I
Hmm.
want to come out of my pocket and please you when you give me nothing but bitterness?
Hmm.
You coming at me with a bitter mouth? I'm not doing all that.
But see, that's the give and take, and a lot of these TV shows nowadays, that's the popular women, whether it's Jocelyn or Erica Mena or the Cardi B's or the Megan Thee
Exactly.
Stallions.
Yeah.
I saw a clip last night. Queen Latifah came out Coachella with Megan Thee Stallion last night.
Wait, what?
Queen Latifah came out on the show for Megan Thee Stallion last night.
Is
She
that
came out and performed. So what I'm saying is these lanes that used to be, just what is it? You got the slow lane, you got the fast lane, then you have
yeah.
the carpool lane. But in Texas, you got 6 lanes, man. LA, you got a bunch of different lanes. So it's so
Real
many
talk,
different
real
lanes.
talk,
So
real talk.
yeah, you got brothers that's a little older, man, that's fiscally responsible, but you still have some young cats out there that's wishing to trade it all.
Yeah.
And what Jermaine Dupri say, with the top back, hollering out money ain't a thing. It hasn't changed, man. And
Man,
then
let
with
me tell you though, man. And I've lived my life like that many moons ago, and I'm older now, and it's just not for me. That's just not where it's at. It's just
yeah,
not
but
where it's at, man.
yeah, but we on a different life cycle, man.
Yeah.
We coming down the mountain, man. You got cats that's still trying to get to the top. And
Been
experience
that,
is the
done
best
that,
teacher, man.
been that, done that. Wore the t-shirt over.
Mm-hmm.
zillion times. So,
Hey man,
I get it. I
I
get it.
saw I saw the video, man. I saw the models, man. I saw the flavors. There wasn't a lot of flavors in the videos, man.
Hey, man. Hey, you know how it is. You know how it is.
Right.
You know how
So
it is. Nah, this is
like
a good one, man. This is a good one, bro. You think we could do this again? This is good.
I mean, like hey man, what Tupac said, man, when my homie calls, man. When you call, man, I'm there.
Hey, man, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Good stuff. So we're gonna close it out. We're gonna close out, but wanted to get that prime time talking with none other than DJ Cool as I know him to the platform he's known as Slash. But he's at y'all go ahead and Google DJ Too Cool. Y'all do that'll be your homework for
Uh-oh.
our next episode. Google DJ Too Cool. That's DJ TOO
Uh-oh.
Cool. Just Google it. Just do that for me. Do that favor. That's all. That's all. He's a quiet brother. He's a very modest brother, but yeah.
Side brother? Like in the movie? Five Heartbeats? Side brother?
Yeah. Yeah. Make sure y'all, and I'll say it again. DJ Too Cool. TOO Cool. Just Google it. Just Google it. You'll be pleasantly surprised. You know.
You gonna have Shan doing overtime, man. Instead of baking the cookies with the apron on, man, she out there in the Google's got the beignet powder all over the computer, man. Then she gonna blame my Sunday, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell
So
you.
we'll talk. Let's you know what? On the next prime time talk. Let's talk about DJ Cool's past life.
Oh man, nah, that's not for the that's not for the regular public, man. I know sometimes you gotta
Why
let those
not,
things
man? Why not?
look. Like I said last night, man, you can't keep volunteering for the stand, man.
Why not?
Let's keep it fresh and try to talk around a lot of things that's kind of going on here and there and different subjects that come up and kind of keep it fresh.
Yeah, I'm getting these private message from she'll go nameless. I'm not gonna call her name.
Hmm.
She said, "Oh, too boring," because we're not talking her kind of talk.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's somebody you know as well.
Okay.
She's something else, but we're not talking her talk. Since we
Hmm.
talking this man talk, that's why she's saying it's boring.
Right. Well,
It's all good.
we're not going to yuck somebody else's yum.
Exactly.
Right.
I should ask that. Are you into accountability for your sisters, taking accountability and making sure that they're accountable, holding them accountable? Viewer, I'll just say viewer. I won't call you by your name.
Yeah,
Viewer.
but not just sibling, but your friends, friends and
Exactly.
acquaintances and people you work around and whatnot.
Holding them accountable. Correct.
I mean,
Calling them out when they need to be called out.
you ever been to a restaurant or something and you see, like I said, some women together and they doing what they doing and
Hmm.
one lady running around some toilet tissue, with a toilet tissue trail in her shoes or
And never
from
tell her
from the
nothing.
back or whatever, and you like, a fella have to stop and say, "Excuse me, ma'am, you got, stepped on some toilet tissue." Something like, "Oh Lord, my friends didn't even tell." Yeah, little what's that? Little lip.
Exactly.
What do you call that? The not the lip gloss, but the lipstick and the teeth type thing, and friends. They right there, but not telling them. So it's different, man. With being accountable.
Exactly. Someone's asked me, who is that? I don't know him. That's Sherman's best friend. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
I'm telling them who you are.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, that's Sherman's best friend.
Well,
We'll
yeah, we
leave it.
was, where we came from, man. We had a nice little clique, man. Everybody was, we
Yeah.
brothers, like, slept on each other pillows, and if I had $5, my brother
That
could
it
get
is.
a $1.50, $3.
That is. That is.
We
That's
still
good
we
stuff.
still around, man. Throwing a few punches, swinging some tennis
Yep.
rackets or whatnot. We still around.
Still around doing our thing. But I like this.
Yes,
I like
sir.
this again, man. I like this this prime talk. I really like this prime talk. So
Okay.
guys, I'm doing double dipping all week. So on Thursday I'll
Triple,
be
triple.
actually it's triple double. Yep, it's triple double.
Yeah.
On Thursday I'll be with Coach
Catherine.
Catherine Gettu,
Mm-hmm.
nutritious coach over in France. So to be at the 7 o'clock hour here in the States, at the 14 hour over in Europe,
Right.
East Africa, the Netherlands, and all that stuff. So you
Right.
guys check your listings and tune in live with us.
Yeah, it's always a good conversation, and you get a lot of different topics and whatnot, and talking about health and different things like that. So I definitely check
Exactly.
it out when I'm up on those days.
Right. Yeah. So
Also,
it's gonna be a good one. Go ahead.
I want to give a shout out to Miss Tammy, man. I heard Miss Tammy was a little down, down, what they say,
Yeah,
under the
she's been
weather,
under the weather.
man.
Yeah, she's been under,
Let,
but she's getting better.
let me give you a shout out, Miss Tammy, aka Miss Peaches, man.
That's what I'm talking about. That's my girl, man. I've
Fi-
been doing business and dealing with Tammy for a number of years, man. Out of
Right,
Memphis, real beautiful sister, man. Very beautiful
right.
sister.
Yeah, when y'all get together, man, come on, man. That's instant classics, man.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
And
Man.
and brother Ramiel, man, brother Ramiel haven't been around in a while, man.
Yeah, he's been kind of busy. I think he's working on a book.
Okay.
I think he's
And
working on a book.
and we had a visit from Rodney's wife the other show, man.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah.
That's a good brother that work in the school system, man. Give
Yep.
give a shout out to Rodney, man.
What up, Rod? What up, Rod? Yeah, man. It's a good people, man, over the years. Who I've been doing a lot of business with over the years that still, and it feels good for those folks to still continue to support the conversation all those years, because I was on
Right.
a hiatus for quite some time, and
Hmm.
it feels good to see those those familiar faces back in
Right.
the fold. So yeah, that's some good stuff, man. Real good stuff.
We ought to
So of
we ought to
course,
get some look. We ought to get some merch out there, man. We
yeah,
got it. What? Well, we got merch, but I know we had some wintertime merch. We had to get some summertime merch coming up, man.
absolutely. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're
Right.
absolutely right. You guys can visit. Speaking of merch, you guys can visit the TK shop. That's at tayken.com. Tayken.com. You won't be. You can get some paraphernalia there. You get a whole bunch of stuff that, like, all my quotes and all that stuff on
Hmm.
hoodies and shirts and all the stuff, t-shirts. Tayken.com is the spot for that. So good stuff, real good stuff, man. What
Yes,
you got
sir.
going on, bro? What you got going on tonight? You just cooling, huh?
Oh man, you remember Thomas McClinton, Miss Williams' son
Yeah,
from Higgins? He's
yeah.
getting married. He's getting married this weekend, man.
Oh, don't
Yeah,
tell me. So you spinning?
yeah. Sadly, we got a day joint, man. Yeah, my brother getting
Okay,
married, man.
okay. That's some good stuff, man. That's some real good stuff. That's what I'm talking about.
Now
That's what
you
I'm
know
talking
we
about.
was in a rap group way back before I was in the group with Tim and Cedric.
Is that right?
Yeah. Then we doubled back and did another group in the mid '90s called the Art Form.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the joints, man. Yeah, man.
Send it to me, man. Send it to me.
Yeah,
Send
we
it
were
to
in a rap group back in the '80s, man, called the Ultimate Act.
me. Okay.
But I seen Miss Wanda Williams at a Higgins function not too long ago, man. And we get our haircut at the same barber, my man.
Okay.
Every angle, man. My man Mark.
Yeah. I know Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Mark. Yeah,
It's a
man.
small world, man. Like you said, the people that was on the team from way back when we was doing the call-in shows and all that, man.
Exactly.
It's the same thing, man.
Same thing, bro.
Same
Same.
thing, updated, a little bit better though, man.
That's it. That's it, man. That is it. That is it.
But
That's
let's
some
do
good
it
stuff.
again, man. Let's do it again. Let's keep it moving, man.
We definitely gonna do that, man. We're definitely gonna do that. So you can always catch us on Spotify. Apple's my favorite. Subscribe to Apple. It's all
Hmm.
good. You can actually get GuMbOtAlk Unlimited. You can actually try for, I think it's 3 days.
Hmm.
$1.99.
3 to 7,
after
3 to 7 days,
3 to
something like
7
that.
days, yeah.
Mhm.
And $1.99 going forward on that
Right.
unlimited gumbo talk. You get the nutritious edition that I do with Catherine over in France, and you
Mhm.
can do the gumbo talk on Sundays with the ladies, Shannon and Coach D. So you could always get some coaching and some variety of topics. So we're not just talking about relationships; we're talking about a plethora of things. You know,
Right.
if a viewer, the viewer that I'm speaking to, if she could actually get up at 7 a.m. in the morning in the States, you catch some nutrition on some great diet tips and some great
Mhm.
eating habits and all that stuff, So
Right. Right.
tune in, check it out, check it out, check it out. And we're gonna add this prime time to the list as well. So I think I like this, man. I really like this.
Right. I
Real
think
good
I
stuff.
think we might want to do. I was thinking this a book club, man. Where we'll do a book and or get back to maybe TV shows or something like that also to kind of get people a little bit more engaged.
Exactly. It sounds like me. I'm with it. You know me. I'm with it.
Okay.
I'm definitely with it. I'm definitely with it. I'm with it. So
Let's
until
do it.
next time, man. Until next time, you guys be epic. Really appreciate you guys always supporting the Taylor Kennedy platform. And hey, man, it's great to be back on and popping with this thing. So good stuff, man. We'll talk soon. See you on Sunday.
All right, man. Good night, man. Thanks
Good
for
night,
tuning
brother.
in.
No doubt.
Peace.
Conversations with Trent in conjunction with Taylor Kennedy Media and your radio network would like to thank you for calling in and listening to tonight's episode. We hope that tonight's conversation offended you just enough to turn your mirror inward to come back for more. So until next week's conversation, be epic.